Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Brandon and Ryan Hour, where we're going to discuss movies, television, all things entertainment. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Ryan.
What are we talking about today, Ryan?
Today, we are talking about Vengeance, the 2022 movie that just came out. Oh, nope, that's talking. Yeah. Yeah, available on Amazon Prime.
Okay. And other places, I'm sure. If you want to rent or buy it, I guess. If you want to pay money for something. Seems like a crazy idea.
I know these crazy ideas.
So, yeah, Vengeance. Had you heard about this movie before I mentioned it the other day?
I had not.
Yeah, I can't remember if I had heard about it or seen a preview. I think when it came out last year, I think I might have, but it didn't stick in my brain or anything, and I haven't, you know, been going to the theater that much because there's not a whole lot to spend the time and money and effort on. But so I guess I just didn't catch it, and but I saw the preview on Amazon. I thought it was actually a pretty interesting movie.
Okay.
And
Apparently, it came out end of July last year.
yeah, it's a summer
I
movie too.
completely missed
So
it.
yeah, I
Wonder if it was just released on Amazon. Nope, there's a
no,
box office.
it's theatrical. It's a theatrical release.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal
Yeah,
was
and it was
there.
also produced by Blumhouse, which this doesn't seem like something that would usually fit in their wheelhouse
Hmm.
because they're usually more horror focused.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. But oh shoot, no, stop. Um, how would you categorize this movie? It's all over the place.
It was a little all over the place. I mean, you had some comedy. You had some what am I
Vengeance.
thinking of? Some vengeance.
It's like here it's billed as a comedy mystery thriller,
Okay.
but
Yes, I can see that.
I heard how was it? A true crime dark comedy. I kind of like that description.
Okay.
I don't know if the comedy's not really dark though,
Yeah, the comedy isn't dark at all.
and the movie's not really a dark movie, even though it has a dark, mysterious undertone to it because of the whole murder thing.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily make something dark though.
Right.
But anyway, so before we start digging into the movie, overall initial score, what are you thinking?
I don't know. What do you think? I didn't.
Well, what did
I
try
didn't
to get
write
my
down a
answer?
number,
Huh?
so now I'm trying to think about it. And
I'd give it a
yeah, we'll do
solid
it at the end.
6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go with. We're gonna have to start writing these down. What did I? So we can actually make a real scale.
I do have a real scale. It's subjective, and it's all about how I feel.
Subjective and arbitrary and can change at the drop of a hat. Let's give it a 8.2.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I would give it an 8.5 to even it out to make it a 7, but I don't care that much.
Okay.
So, all right. So, what are your thoughts? What do you think? Why 6.2? No,
I said 6.5, but
8.2.
whatever you say. Yeah, so I'm still not the biggest BJ Novak fan.
Nobody cares.
I feel like most of the movie he was fine. I hated his character at the very beginning. The very New York, very nihilistic, just all about me. I want to date 8 different women at a time. Hated that opening intro where it's him and his friend talking for way too long.
Him and his friend?
Yeah. Where they're at that party and they're just standing there talking and his friend saying stupid stuff. And then he's like, 100%, 100%, 100%. And I'm like, yeah, we got it. You're a yes guy. Just move on.
They were both saying it, though.
It irritated me. I hated the 100% thing. I hated the opening.
That's what it's supposed to make you hate them.
I know, but I
So
think
it's a good opening.
I especially hated it because I don't like BJ Novak to begin with.
Who was that other guy?
I have no idea.
You don't know who that other guy is?
No idea who that other guy is. Is
John
it somebody
Mayer.
that should have? What?
John Mayer.
I don't know why you would think I would know that.
You don't know who he is?
I know who John Mayer is.
Okay.
But he's not somebody that I care about. I don't listen to his music. I don't follow him. Doesn't matter to me whatsoever. It's not like I'd be able to pick him out of a lineup.
Clearly. Okay, whatever. I mean, it's just John Mayer.
I still don't care. Like you're telling me
anyway,
and it doesn't make
I
any
thought
difference
the
to me at
intro
all.
was hilarious because they really just went for the douchebag vibe and sold it well. And it was the whole opening with them talking to each other, and then he goes and talks to his boss.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he was telling his boss was what he was doing with his life. So there's a contradiction there. He wants to be, he wants to change the world, but he's doing exactly all of the negative things that he sees in the world.
Yeah, I got that.
It was just pretty funny that he was so observant, except to himself.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so I wasn't the biggest fan of the first, 10, 15 minutes.
But why?
I think I've already answered that.
Okay. But it sets up the rest of the movie. So if he's not a douchebag in that first 10 minutes, then the rest of the movie falls flat.
Okay.
So the first 10 minutes did what it was supposed to do. It built up the character for you.
I mean, it made me hate the character, yes.
Okay. So I don't understand why you hated it.
Because I didn't like it. It's like talking to a 3-year-old over here.
It's like saying you hated The Lord of the Rings because, I don't know.
Why would I say I hated The Lord of the Rings? Those are great books and they're great movies.
Can I finish my sentence?
Oh, yes, please, go ahead.
It's like saying you hated The Lord of the Rings because oh gosh, his name. My gosh, why did his name just pop out of Frodo? Has to hates his life and everything sucks for him after he's super depressed and he has to go off to be with the elves. It's like he doesn't get a happy ending, so you hate the Lord of the Rings. It's like one thing, like it doesn't make sense. You're like, this part sucks, makes me have feelings. I don't like this. I don't know. It
I
just
never
sounds
said I
weird.
didn't like it because it made me feel feelings. I didn't enjoy watching that part of the movie because it was annoyed.
Okay.
Like I understand the point of it,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't change the fact that it annoyed me, and I would have, if I wasn't watching the movie to do the review, I would have stopped it after that first scene
But why?
because I was annoyed.
You don't like being annoyed? It's too much for you to be annoyed for 10 minutes?
Like that just took it way over the top with my frustration level.
Okay.
But I do think his character, whatever the character's name is,
Ben.
Ben, feel like that he had a good character arc.
Mm-hmm.
So I did ultimately end up liking the movie. I just didn't appreciate the starting point.
Okay. Just, it set up the whole movie, so
I understand
I don't
that.
understand. I don't understand your assessment of it. Your view of it, anyway. Anyway. Yeah, so I think I thought it was funny because of how over the top it was. So I was I was like, and the whole the whole 100% thing. I was like, are they seriously gonna say 100% like after every sentence? And it was getting
100%.
annoying, but it became to it came to the point when it was just funny, and I was like, these guys are like ridiculous.
Yes, you are correct.
That's why they're over in the corner talking to themselves and ignoring everything else that's going on around them. That this uh, rooftop party, and they're just talking about all of the things that are wrong with the world that they're literally doing at that moment. It was just hilarious. 100% hilarious.
100%. It was annoying. 100%.
Oh, it was annoying, but it was funny at the same time.
Okay. See, and
Uh,
this is why
but I
movies
didn't
are
hate it.
made for different people. So we can have differing opinions.
Okay.
Okay. But I did think when the brother called him when he was sleeping and he answered the phone, that was by far, I think, the funniest scene in the entire movie.
Why? Which part? Like, I don't. He
So,
called.
like, what?
Okay.
Yeah, so brother calls and he's like, "Hey, this is the worst news you're gonna get. Your girlfriend's dead." And he's like, oh, "What?" And it was just funny every time he tried to tactfully say, "I don't want to come to her funeral." The
Hmm.
brother was like, "Oh yeah, you don't have to send flowers. You can just pick them up when we're on the way." "Oh, you're going on Spirit Airlines?"
I'll
Yeah,
be there in spirit. Yeah, I'll be there in spirit.
like just the way those lines were delivered
Yeah,
were
yeah. No, that,
fantastic.
that was pretty good. The it's also he gets a phone call and the guy is like, "Your girlfriend is dead," and he's like, "Wait a minute, what was that first part?" He didn't really like acknowledge the dead part. He was just like, "My who? Who is who is dead?
Yeah.
My girlfriend? There's not which one." Yeah, that was pretty good. Wow. And then he goes like I don't understand why he would go.
Because he's a pushover. I feel like that's one of his main characteristics is his character is a pushover. So if somebody presses him, he's going to fold at the beginning of the movie.
Hmm. Okay.
Because you also see that when he's talking to his boss, or when he's talking to the first guy. He was just agreeing with that guy and everything he said. And then his boss told him something and
They
he
were
just agreed.
both agreeing with him. But yeah.
He was a floor mat.
Yeah. But,
So
I mean, you hang up the
pushed.
phone and you're like, I'm not going, and I'm never answering phone calls from that number again. But, I don't know. It was funny. But he did know the girl, so I guess, I don't know. They had some kind of relationship. I thought his speech at the funeral was hilarious.
She loved music. I know that.
I know that. I know that. And then like all of the cliche things, like she'll be a song in our hearts or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. It was pretty funny. Shoot. What do you think about the setup for the vengeance part?
I mean, it was definitely played for laughs. Who played the brother? Has he been in anything that I know?
Yeah, he was in Logan. He was the bad guy in Logan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was fantastic. I think he played that scene beautifully. I don't know if I missed something or if they just didn't explain it. But like he got out of the truck to talk to his boss and pitch her the story.
Mm-hmm.
And he just sat in the car. Like, what did he tell him anything? Hey, I've got to call my boss, or hey, I've got to square a few things away.
I thought I missed something there too. I was like, did I just black out or something? I don't know. I think there's maybe just a cut scene there or something.
Okay, they may have just hard cut and not shown it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like was doing something and got distracted for like half a second. But
sounds like we both missed it, so I'm gonna say it wasn't actually there.
Yeah. So either way, but like he was outside the car for like half an hour. He's talking to his boss forever, and then he starts recording, and then he does the like douchebag thing with the dirt, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But then he's like, "Yeah, I'll help you." What I thought was hilarious was he's like, "I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna make a podcast, and then we're gonna put it on the internet, and then it'll be on the internet." And he was like, "Oh, then the people on Reddit will find out, and they'll kill him for us."
Yeah,
that was probably the best joke. But then they're all just on board. They're just like, shit, yeah, sure, just stay with us for a couple of weeks, record whatever you want, and
yeah, but everybody in that family. Well, I don't know if everybody. The two sisters wanted to be famous.
They wanted to be famous,
and so did the girl who died. She wanted to be famous.
Yeah, and the mom wanted them to be famous.
Right. So it seems like that's kind of what they were raised in. Do something to be famous.
Yeah.
Which would probably come from the mother.
Yeah.
And so this could have been their way to become famous.
Yeah, is just what they're jumping on the bandwagon kind of a thing.
Yep.
And then I guess like they were all kind of in it for themselves for some part.
Yeah.
Even if not complete, like, because you could, the sisters and the mom. I don't know, like the brother, I don't think he was really in it for himself, and neither was the little brother, and definitely Ben, because he was just taking advantage of the death in their family to become famous and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you think about the portrayal of Texas?
I appreciated it.
Right?
I thought it was good. I mean, some of the characterizations were a little over the top, but I mean, that's Texas, so we've got characters down here. I feel like it was accurate. I know people, or I have known people like that before, so
What do you like about Whataburger?
it's always there. It's always right there.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was hilarious. I was like, "What is he talking about?" And then when the brother explained it to him, I was like, "Yeah, that's why we like Whataburger down here. Like it's you just do, okay? Shut
Yeah,
up."
it's part of the thing.
Yeah. Let's see. That was the thing like I kind of liked about the movie also is um everybody got a chance to be smart. They didn't just treat everybody like they were a bunch of dumb hicks in Texas.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everybody said dumb stuff, but then they were also smart and
They were
intelligent
also just
and
real people.
yeah, just
They
real
fleshed
people.
out the actual characters. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the one guy, the brother's friend who tackled him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was like, I never understood why people said I've never heard a fly. And then he went on that thing, and I was like, I never thought about that, actually.
Mm.
That's pretty smart. What kind of sick person would just hurt a fly?
Just hurt a fly for hurting it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ben would always say stupid things because he was ignorant of
Mm-hmm.
the culture and just in general. And like he was like, and the Texans at Alamo won, and everybody was like, "What?
What? No.
What about 138 versus 7,000? Do you not understand?"
Well, like, he was so excited too. He's like, "All right, they got him." No.
What? No. Are you stupid?
Like, this is general Texas history. This is something that you should know.
Yeah, we go to school for this a lot.
Yeah.
Like this is They teach you about the Alamo a lot here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they used to.
Do they not anymore?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been.
I have not been in school in quite some time, sir.
You don't say.
Pretty sure I had a Texas history course in elementary school, and I know I had one in
Junior high.
In high school,
Junior high.
No, I had one in high school.
You shouldn't have. Texas history was 8th grade.
We weren't in the same grade, dum.
I know we weren't. We were a year apart. Texas history is middle school.
Middle school or junior high?
Middle school, junior high, 8th grade, dude. Middle school and junior high are interchangeable words.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Ugh. All right. Agree to disagree. I want to get an argument over this. I'm trying to talk about this movie. Irregardless. My favorite fake word. And I got distracted. What were we talking about? Texas? Stupid people?
Texas history.
Oh.
Yeah.
The rodeo. When he was explaining to them what a rider was.
Yeah. I know what a writer is.
I was like, is he stupid? Yep, he's stupid.
Yep, he's dumb.
I think like what they did do, one of the things that they did do was like family, right? they brought him into the family.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was intentional or just because of the way the shots worked or whatever. Everything up into the first family dinner or whatever, he's always like, it's always like everybody's facing each other. There's a line of people here and a line of people here. Like at the very front, at the very start of the movie, they're both facing the same way, talking to each other, which is kind of strange. You don't like stand next to your friends usually and talk away from them. Usually face each other. But it wasn't until they had the dinner, or when he was recording them, that they were all sitting around the table and like facing each other.
Okay.
And then when they went to Whataburger and several other times, they're facing each other. I don't know if that was intentional or just.
Yeah, I don't know if it was intentional, but now that you mentioned it, that's a very interesting point.
Yeah, it's a good dynamic. I watched an interview and he said he went through he went to great lengths to make sure that he was going to be welcomed in Texas after the movie. Okay. So he wanted to accurately portray Texas and Texans and not to offend.
I mean, I think overall he did a good job.
Yeah, I think so. I think that part was really well done. Like I guess you get a taste of the culture and the atmosphere and the way of life in rural Texas. It's not really the way of life everywhere in Texas. Yeah. Like he said, Dallas isn't really Texas. Houston is another country. And what did he say about Austin? Did he say something about Austin? I don't remember.
Yeah, basically, I think it was basically the same thing. Austin isn't Texas.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So while we're still in Texas, the interview that he did, the lady asked him if he was thinking about moving to Texas, and he lives in California, obviously. He was saying that he didn't.
No, he didn't.
What?
Oh, no, you're talking about in an interview. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, talking about BJ Novak.
I got it.
Yeah.
I picked up.
She asked if he was going to move to Texas, and he said that he had thought about it, and he, it might be cool, but he didn't. He knows how Texas feels about all these Californians moving to Texas, so probably not. And she goes, "This is the funniest part." She goes, "Well, for you, we'd make an exception." Meaning that the rest of the Californians aren't welcome. It's pretty funny. So, what else? What's next?
But yeah, so I think BJ Novak did a good job. I enjoyed the character's arc. The brother was really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I was surprised that Ashton Kutcher was in the movie. Because I didn't see any previews or anything.
Yeah.
So when he showed up, I was like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, I didn't either. He showed up and I was like, oh, that's Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought he did a solid job as well.
What did you think about his character?
It was interesting.
Before you get to the end.
Yeah. It was interesting. He had a very interesting perspective to him.
Yeah.
Just kind of seemed like he was very intuitive
Mm-hmm.
and also charismatic enough to, after being intuitive, to take what he saw and pass it back to the person in a way that they would understand. So
Yeah,
I liked that character.
in a meaningful way and something like it seemed personal, right? It didn't seem just like he was generic advice or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. The whole thing when he's talking to the girl, when he's trying to get her to sing, we turn your
Yeah.
phone off for 5 minutes. It's not 5 minutes, but you silence that thing at least.
It's on vibrate.
Yeah, I said silence it.
Okay, I heard what
Hear
you
it.
said.
The whole when he's getting her to like get to be confident in singing or whatever. I was like, that's actually pretty interesting idea
Yeah.
about the story and sound and the record. I found it pretty interesting. And this is part of our record right here. Don't say anything stupid. No, say everything stupid. It's fine. Oh, shoot, I lost my train of thought because you won't quit texting.
I've silenced it and I'm not texting, so.
Thank you. And then his advice to Ben about listening
Mm-hmm.
and what do you call it? Interpreting or no, translating.
Translating.
He's like, the record is your translation of the world around you. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Interesting thoughts and ideas there. Apparently, Ashton Kutcher is a very learned man, which is why he cast him in the role.
Okay.
And they worked together on Punk'd. I think BJ Novak was like on the first episode of Punk'd and helped him do all that.
Huh, I didn't know that.
I think I knew it. I just didn't remember it because Punk'd was such a long time ago.
I never watched it, so.
You never watched Punk'd?
Nope.
Well, you're missing out.
Oh, okay. That's nice to know. So who would you say is another standout character or actor?
I don't know.
I think the grandmother did a fantastic job. Like, I thought she was hilarious.
Oh, well, yeah. Is that it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Like, I feel like everybody else did a good job, but I felt like her character really stood out.
Yeah, I didn't see. Actually, like, I don't really think anybody did a bad job per
Right.
se. So I mean, they just cast her as the old lady from Texas who kind of says crazy things, but things that are smart and make sense.
Yeah.
I especially liked how everybody talked about, it was like a running joke where handguns were for safety.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you, how did you feel about the youngest brother walking into the room with a gun and be like, hey, can you help me clear this jam?
I didn't. First off, he knows gun safety, so he would have known not to point the gun at him anyway.
Yeah.
So that didn't really make sense. But him coming in there and asking him to clear it, and then him saying, "I don't know how," and then the boy clearing it
Did
himself.
it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so he just wanted to come in. That was
Yeah.
his. Hey, can I come in here and sleep in here? Um, which I thought at first I thought was kind of weird, and then when you get through the
More
movie, then
into
you
the
realize
story.
he sleeps in there all the time. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Like
uh,
that's just a weird thing. Like I wouldn't expect a 9-year-old just to walk into a room and be like, "Hey, my gun jammed."
yeah. Well, he clearly like they cast him as 9, but I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a big kid for 9.
Oh yeah.
So, but everybody was like 17 going on 18, 24 going on 25, 9 going on 10, or fixing to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. They were fixing to be. That was pretty good. Oh shoot, I forgot the and like that's the only thing that was kind of it seemed a little maybe like a trope, a Texas trope where even kids have guns
Yeah.
because I think that's far fetched.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, that doesn't seem plausible. But
Yeah,
okay. I,
yeah,
I see why you're doing it,
yeah.
but
I get
it's
it.
just a little
And
over the
then
top.
him driving the
Go-kart?
was it a go kart or I
Yeah.
mean it looked big for a go kart because he
I
was
mean,
the other guy or Ben was in it easy. Go karts aren't that big.
go-kart ATV. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it
it's
was
some
more an
kind of
ATV.
ATV thing, but him driving that was I'm in an Uber. Anyway, the um okay, I guess let's talk about the main part of the movie was the vengeance part and the solving of the murder,
Yeah.
the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think? Thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought it was just kind of the MacGuffin of the movie. Like, here's the driving point. Here's what you have to accomplish.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too invested in the solving of it, but I liked how it demonstrated Ben's growth through the movie. Because like at
Mhm.
first he didn't care, he was unattached to this person, didn't care, just wanted to do a podcast and get famous basically.
Mhm.
And then as he started listening to her music, watching videos of her,
He
it
started to
seemed
get
like he
invested.
what?
He started to get invested
Yeah,
in
he
a
started to care about this person,
yeah,
and yeah,
and the
so
family at the same time.
right. So I liked that. It was interesting because if he wouldn't have been such a douche at the beginning, he would have cared about her to start with. Movie wouldn't have, or those events in the movie wouldn't have taken place. So
Yeah, yeah. If he would have cared about her at the beginning, then the movie would have not happened.
yeah, so it was an interesting through line, um,
It
and I
didn't.
enjoyed seeing him grow through it.
It, it seemed like it was the main point of the movie, but not.
Yeah, I think it was the MacGuffin of the movie.
Yeah.
Like in a movie, you got to go find X item.
Right.
You got to go
The cradle or
discover.
the
Yeah,
Holy Grail.
right.
Yeah.
It's just there to move the story along. So I
Yeah.
feel like that was the main point of it, but it also had a little layer on top of it as well, which was
Hmm.
nice.
Um. I don't know. It. I get why the movie was called Vengeance. But I actually don't think it was Vengeance.
Okay. What do you think it was?
So, do you want to talk about the ending?
Sure, we can talk about the ending. Are you going to talk about the ending?
Are you?
I was going to let you do it.
I was gonna let
It's
you
all
do
you. It's all you. Go for it.
it. So I guess what led up to the ending was the whole thing that happened at Whataburger, where he reverted back to his original self and lashing out at them for lying to him.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly for selfish reasons, because it
Right,
would
he
have.
wouldn't have stayed if he thought it was an overdose.
Yeah, he wouldn't have stayed, and it might cast doubt on the whole podcast, and nobody would care. And then he's wasted all his time, and now he looks stupid in front of his boss and coworkers and stuff.
Yeah.
So he reverted back to douchebag Ben, and then they have the big blow up argument and everything. And then he goes back to being disconnected on his phone, waiting 2.5 hours for an Uber.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny in of itself.
Well, he didn't actually wait 2.5 hours. He started walking.
Yeah, he started walking because
So that's not really
couldn't-
waiting. He's being proactive, but
Well,
I know what you're saying.
he called an Uber and it was going to be 2.5 hours.
Right.
So he's like, well, it's probably not that far to walk. I mean, could have been. I don't know. West Texas is pretty vast.
Yep.
I wouldn't drive 2 hours to Whataburger. I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that, and then when he gets back to the house and starts talking to Mason, that he kind of, I guess, calms down from that and like readjusts to who the new person he's become is.
Yeah.
Then he gets into her phone and solves the case. Yeah. Figures it all out.
I don't understand why he called the phone number, though.
I don't know.
Because he had his phone and he had her phone.
Yeah.
And we already knew from the text messages it was not his phone number he was calling.
Yeah.
But he still called to see if his phone would ring.
No, I think he called to see if they would answer.
No, because he's holding the two phones.
Yeah, he was holding the two phones, but then he puts his phone down and then lets it ring.
Yeah, after it starts ringing and his doesn't ring,
he
then he puts it down.
He knew it wasn't his phone.
Okay. I'm just saying that shot didn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I think
because we already got that it wasn't his.
Like, okay, who is the person on the other end of the phone?
Right, then that's why you just hold up one phone. You don't look at both phones.
Okay. I didn't have a problem, but it was just the way he shot it.
Yeah, I think that maybe they were having two different thoughts on how he would discover it wasn't his phone. And they just put them both in the same movie.
No.
I think that's what happened.
What do you mean?
I think like they had two different scripts for that scene. So like one, okay, he's going to be holding two phones. We're going to do this overhead shot. He's going to call. It's not going to ring. He'll put his phone down when he realizes he's not calling himself. And then there was somebody else who was like, hey, what if he gets text messages and reads and lays out the story beats for him? Okay. I think that's what happened, but you can shake your head and act like I'm dumb.
I mean, based on the interviews and stuff I watched, that's not what happened.
Okay.
Pretty, like, it was... Ashton Kutcher was the killer from the very beginning.
Right. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying the revelation of it. Because you had basically two reveals. You had him reading the text message with the reveal,
Yeah.
and you had him calling the phone. So I think they shot those because they didn't know which reveal they wanted to go with, and then just put them both in.
Okay. I mean, it was all part of the same scene.
No, it wasn't.
What?
It was not part of the same scene.
You read the
They
text
filmed,
messages.
yeah, and you see him laying on the bed doing the text messages, but when he's actually looking at the phone, he's standing up over by the closet.
Yeah, he stands up.
Yeah, you don't see him stand up. Those are two different scenes, and I feel like they just meshed them together.
I don't know.
Okay.
It seemed fluid to me when I watched it.
Didn't to me.
Anyway, we're just arguing over insignificant parts.
Yes, exactly.
So shut up and move on.
No, this is what people who talk about movies do. You talk about them. And if something pops up that doesn't make sense to one person,
Not about if a guy stood up or didn't stood up.
Talk about
I can't remember at the moment whether or not he stood up or not. When we could just go watch the movie and be like, oh, hey, look, he didn't stand up, or he did stand up, or wait a minute, that's not even the same guy.
okay.
Okay, so Ashton Kutcher kills her.
Well, didn't kill her. He didn't save her.
He sold her drugs, and well, he gave her drugs. We don't even know if she paid for them. He gave her drugs. She overdosed.
And he
had
drove
her
her body
put into a field where she would more than likely not survive.
Correct.
That's murder.
It's not murder.
It's legally murder.
I don't think it is.
What are you talking about?
You don't have.
If you come over to my house and I give you a bunch of drugs and you overdose and I throw you in the woods, that's murder.
It's not.
Yeah, it is. I didn't say it was first-degree murder. Pretty sure it's
not
murder.
It's manslaughter at best. At best.
Not because I willingly let you die. I willingly.
Yeah, there's no law that says that you have to save someone who's dying. Like if you walk across somebody in a lake drowning, there's no law that says you have to jump in and save them.
Right, but if I throw you in the lake off of my boat and I leave and you drown,
that would be murder. Yes,
the same thing.
That's not the same thing.
Gave you my drugs.
It's not the same thing. She willingly took the drugs.
Right.
I don't
but
think
she didn't willingly drag herself out into a field where she was gonna die from her drug overdose.
Okay. She overdosed anyway. Like, I know he shouldn't have drug her out there. Which is why I think you may be able to call it manslaughter, but not murder.
Okay. Whose fault is it that she's dead?
Hers.
You're wrong.
Okay, great.
Both of their faults.
Okay, but the question then becomes, who is more at fault?
Why?
Because she's more responsible for taking the drugs, taking too many drugs. He's only at fault for not helping.
Yeah, but
and dragging.
First off, the drugs are illegal, so he shouldn't even be supplying them in the first place.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about like legality or whatever. I'm just talking about in general.
Morally, I think he was completely wrong.
Right. That's what.
But
legally, I think he could have been charged with something.
Yes.
Manslaughter. Well, legally, he could have been charged with all kinds of crimes.
Right.
What did you think about like him not caring and like having?
Well, I mean, he was right. You're going to have people debating both sides, just like we just did.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, he wasn't even talking about that. He was talking about, well, people are going to start saying that Ben killed her. Even though Ben was in another state, provably in another state.
Well, he said that it would cast questions on why.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Why is this man here in Texas over a girl that he hooked up with a couple of times? So like, yeah, all that is actually like, I was like, that's actually pretty interesting. I don't know if that actually holds up at court,
no,
but did not see him shooting him 3 times or twice.
twice. He
He
shot
missed
at him
once.
3 times. He missed once.
Yeah, he missed once. I like the first shot went off, and I was like, "Who's shooting?"
Yeah, and then he just walks out of the tent like, "Okay, I'm gonna go."
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting ending.
Yeah, just shot him in the neck to start with.
Shot him in the neck because he doesn't know how to shoot a gun. So he missed.
Yeah.
Shoots him in the neck. Then he shoots him in the head. Okay, I like this how they put him in, because like typically in Western movies, the guy wearing white is the good guy,
Is a good guy. Yeah.
but they dressed Ashton Kutcher in all white to kind of just as a little bit of a red herring, I think, and to kind of be fun.
Yeah.
And his wardrobe throughout the whole movie was, I don't know, it was kind of cool. I liked his wardrobe.
Okay.
I don't think I could wear that white suit, but I don't think I could pull it off, but it was cool. Yeah, totally didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I did not see. I don't think I called. Well, no, I didn't call that Ashton Kutcher was the main bad guy.
Yeah, the murderer.
So I feel like that was a great twist in the story.
Yeah, because he only really has the one scene. He only has two
I think he
scenes.
had 2 scenes before.
Okay, so he had the big scene, and then there were like clips where it was like him talking to him for like 10 seconds, but it wasn't really a scene. I think it was just a cutback to that original scene.
I feel like there was a second scene that he was in, but regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Was not really there. Like their investigation doesn't. The only person they were investigating really was the Mexican cartel guy.
Yeah.
And he dismissed him
because he was in Oklahoma.
Because he was in Oklahoma and like one of her good friends.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah, so that's how you do a mystery. You keep the bad guy a secret until the appropriate time to make the reveal.
Yeah, but also
and like, we didn't even know when he made the phone call who it would have. Well,
I mean, not really.
Yeah, you really didn't know. I think they put a clue in the text message that it was Ashton Kutcher's.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. But I didn't pick up on it. Now that I'm thinking back, I remember there is a definite clue in the text messages. But up until that point, you have no idea who it is. But I didn't catch it the first watching it. So
okay, I don't remember the clue in the text messages. Oh shoot, what was it? Guess the mystery about whether or not she OD'd or was murdered or whatever. Like, I don't know, as an audience member just watching it, I wasn't really concerned, or like I wasn't trying to solve the mystery myself.
Right.
I was just along for the ride.
Yep.
To try to figure out whether or not it even was a mystery. And so you weren't like, it wasn't like a suspense action movie where you're trying to like figure out
these things together.
who the bad guys are. Yeah. So I like that. And then when they get to the party and you see Ashton Kutcher, you're like, oh, yeah, I get it now. But they even though like you get it now, like looking back through the movie, you really can't say, "Oh, I should have figured it out
I should have
here."
figured out here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that. Because I don't know, in that kind of situation, everybody finds out at the same time.
Who else found out?
No, I mean the audience.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The entire audience finds out at the same time. You don't have some people who figured it out in the first 5 minutes, and then some people who figured it out 30 minutes in, and then people
Right.
who
They did a
don't know
great
until
job
the
of
very end.
not telegraphing it.
Yeah. So everybody finds out at the same time. So everybody's like, everybody has that reaction of, oh wow, at the same time. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I just thought about when he's talking at the beginning of the movie about how people have conversations, but they don't have them at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Kind of interesting. Just
Okay.
a tie-in there. Unrelated, probably an unintentional tie-in.
All right.
Because anyway, if everybody's watching the same movie but figuring it out at different times, you're kind of watching different movies.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. I liked how they leave it where you don't know what's going to happen to Ben. Is he just going to go on with his life? Is there going to be a murder? Like, are they going to, look into the murder? Is he going to be accused? Is he going to, you don't know any of that stuff. It's just literally riding off into the sunset.
Yep.
Which I liked because that's why I kind of was getting like Western vibes from the movie also.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Because that's what happens in a Western. The good guy rides into town, kills the bad guy,
and then rides off into the
sunset.
Yep.
So, I was gonna wait. Yeah, I was getting Western vibes from it, and it's Texas, so West Texas at that. So,
like real West Texas.
Although they shot part of the movie in New Mexico.
In Mexico, yeah.
New Mexico.
New Mexico?
Yeah, New Mexico.
Is that what I read?
Yeah, that's what you read. Apparently, they got better tax breaks in New Mexico than they did Texas.
Huh.
Whatever. What did you think about what the mom said about regret?
Oh, you are right. It does say New Mexico.
Yes, I can read.
Good job. I'm so proud of you. You finally learned how to read.
Yay! I'm like Mason. No longer shall I be called El Stupido. Don't worry, he doesn't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
I was like, at first, I was like, is that a joke? A joke? Or like, not a joke, but a joke? Yeah. I'm confused. But I was, okay, all right, El Stupido, it is.
Yeah.
And then he goes, did you wake me up?
To tell me, yeah.
Good night or whatever?
Yeah, to tell me good night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what did you think about what the mom said about regret?
I can see her point. Because, I mean, as you get older, you do have, looking back, there are regrets, but I don't think that's the defining point or I don't think that's what defines life.
I don't know.
Which was what she was saying.
I don't know if that's, did she say it defines life? Regret defines your life?
Yeah, because he said no regrets, and she said, I don't understand that. Life is regret. And then she went into a little thing about how life is full of regret.
Yeah.
So I feel like she was saying regrets are what define who you are.
Okay, I don't think she was saying that.
I feel like that's what I picked up.
Well, she was okay, but she was literally saying that life is full of regrets.
Right.
Because regardless of a good decision or not, you may regret not having taken the left when you took a right.
Uh-huh.
Even though either way was benign, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the time. But there's always some kind of the regret of the what if or the unknown. But I like what she said about, she's like, make your regrets count.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of, like, to me, I don't know, just seemed like making the choices that you made count.
All right.
Because if you have a regret, to make it count, you've got to go lean into the choice that you made, right?
Okay, I guess I can see that.
Yeah. I don't know. It was an interesting line, and I liked how she had that was the close, right? I think that was the last thing that was said. Oh, and they were
No,
talking like
the
he
last thing that
deleted
was
everything.
said, yeah, because he deleted everything, and she said, "What about the podcast?"
Yeah.
It's like I think this story is just for us. I think that was the last line.
She said something after that.
Okay.
She's like, I like that. It's just for. I think I like that. She would like that. It was just for us or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure the mom had the last line.
Okay.
So, yeah,
All right.
8.2 for sure. Definitely a must watch, I think.
Yep, I'd give it a 6.5 still.
Would you say people should watch it though?
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
Okay. I'm gonna get your scale then. When is a not watch?
Between a 4 and a 5.
Okay, so under 5 is probably a don't watch.
Right.
Okay, just checking. See where we're at here.
We're in Texas, Brandon. You're
So
not.
okay,
We're in Texas.
we are in
That's
Texas.
where we're at.
What do you think the movie is actually about? Because I don't think it's about vengeance, even though that's the title and the kind of the initial driver.
That's the underlining driver. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just about life, about growing, about not being focused on you, and making connections with people.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And justice. Because the bad guy got what he deserved in the end.
Okay.
All
right, so I mean, I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, I think so. I'm good.
We
could talk about it some more, but I think people should just go watch it. And if they absolutely. If anybody is watching, comment, like, subscribe, do the bell reminder thing.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I don't do that on everything I'm subscribed to. Sometimes it's annoying. But do the other things, like and subscribe and comment.
Yes, do those things.
Let us know what movies we should watch and review. We're going to come up with a list for the next couple of weeks. Tune in next Monday for another movie review. Tune in Thursday for our series review.
Not this Thursday, the following Thursday.
Most Thursdays. Unless there's not an episode, then not that Thursday. Then the next Thursday. If we're not on, then not that day.
Okay, well, that is it. So thank you guys for watching, and we will talk to you guys next time.